terrifying power awakens in the dark. Machines driven by curiosity, becoming cold-blooded killers. Everything must end. Even with new technology upgrades making us faster, stronger, we're still no match for the bloodthirsty machines. But the story isn't over yet. A genius engineer just came onto the scene.
Out for the power, I'm just counting the hours. My inner beast is ready to feast. Competition's around it. You ready? This is the moment. How bad do you want me? Put your arm, don't never fall against any opponent. This is my life. Hit 'em down for the fight. Hit 'em left and they right. He's on my light. His mind in the great. It's time to fight. Watch your learn. Keep it steady right now. I'm the legend. I'm ready right now. Once I get it lit, I'm great. I was made for this. They say
Rescue en route. No turning back now.
Kill directive initiated. Eliminated.
One's enough.
The truth always comes out.
Play a game or mash.
Out of the way!
great. I was made for this. Legendary.
Thanks for stopping by. Mission complete.
They all telling me I'm dope now. I'll teach you a thing or two. What is greatness mean to you? Great, I was made for this. It's time to make 'em pay for this. You don't have to wait. For the fame. Great, I was made for this. I was made for this.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsulers, fight for your desire.
Let's go.
Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not.
Maligayang araw ng kalayaan. Happy Independence Day to everyone. Of course, to all Filipinos from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and the rest of the world. And of course, welcome to the Farlight84 Independence Day mini tournament. Hey kids, it's JD, the caster dad, and I'm your shoutcaster for this evening. Maraming salamat that you're spending your holiday with us. I hope you had a meaningful celebration ng ating araw ng kalayaan. But of course, ngayong gabing ito, syempre, matinding bardagulan at pakpakan ang magaganap as we celebrate the Independence Day here at Farlight84 with some good action with our matches for this evening. Of course, please make sure to like and share the stream and keep on watching from beginning till the end of our stream because throughout the evening, we will be giving away a very special code that you players can use in Farlight84 to claim yourself some good, nice diamonds for this evening. And yep, we're gonna start it right there. Code is flashed on your screen already. I'm not gonna mention it. Kailangan nanonood kayo. Check the stream right now. Check the code. First 200 lang yan. Please remember, this code is only applicable for the first 200 players who have Farlight84 already installed in their mobile devices and of course have their account ready and use that redemption code to score yourselves some goodies for this evening. Now, of course, for tonight's matchup, we actually have 15 squads ready to battle out ngayong gabi. And of course, these squads actually had the opportunity to fight other squads during the pre-qualifying rounds from June 10 and 11 and of course the final 15 we have for this evening. Sila ang magbabakbakan for 3 rounds ngayong gabi. So, if you are cheering for the respective squads ngayong gabi, please make sure to hit that comment section below. Let us feel your presence ngayong gabi, and of course, cheer for your squads as they get a chance to win from our prize pool worth 2,000 diamonds. All right. Now, of course, for the champions, they're gonna have 250 diamonds each player. 150 for the second place and 100 for the third place. Now, if this is the first time you're watching and of course heard of Farlight84, well, it's basically an amazing battle royale scrimmage, but with an excellent gameplay and of course different schematics. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this game, and if you want to get a hold of this game as well, just download it on your Android devices or the iOS. But if you're the PC type, it's also available on Steam. All right, of course, for this evening's matchup, we will have a kill point and placement system. So each kill of these squads will score them a point, and of course, their placements throughout the evening will also put them an extra points. For the first place, we have 15, second is 12, third is 10, and so forth, and so on. Of course, as I mentioned, 3 rounds po tayo ngayong gabi, so I hope you're all set for action, and in just a bit, we're going to be seeing our capsulers jump in and get straight into the action. Again, watch the stream for the rest of the evening. Of course, mamaya ilalabas ulit natin yung ating code. Mamaya, no, let's siguro pa around round 2 or 3 for tonight. But till then, I hope you're gonna enjoy tonight's broadcast. Of course, we are celebrating Philippine Independence Day with some good old action. Pakita natin ang lakas at of course, tapang ng mga Pilipino ngayong gabing ito as we welcome, of course, everyone to the Independence Day celebration here at Farlight84. Of course, big thanks to our friends from Farlight84, from Lilith, of course, for having us here for this evening. And in just a bit, we're going to start off the action already. As mentioned, 3 rounds tayo for tonight. Of course, all that with our 50 squads. The team with the highest number of points for these 3 rounds will win, of course, from our prize pool. Now, of course, if you want to be a part of the action, soon actually, we also have our Friday night Bardagulan, which means every Friday, we actually have a very special matchup for all the Farlight84 players if you are inside our Discord server. So please make sure to check out this page for the Discord link for the Farlight84 Philippines. All right. In just a bit, we're going to be starting off the matchup, and I'm sure everyone's excited as well for this evening. So please make sure to check the comment section below. Cheer for your respective squads dahil buong gabi tayo maglalaro dito. We're gonna have absolute fun tonight. So if this is the first time you're hearing about Farlight84, it's basically a battle royale scrimmage with your respective survivors or heroes that have their own specific skill sets and usage for this game. Plus, on top of that, we also have your weapon systems that is very unique to this game. And make it extra difficult and extra fun, you got yourselves a whole lot of vehicles that you can use to dominate the competition. So if that's something that you're interested with, please make sure to download this game right now. Check out the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS store for your opportunity to download this game. It's already live and kicking. But sabi ko nga, if you would also like to play this in PC, it's also available via Steam. All right. So let's probably just check in with our lineup here, and we are all good to go. Round number 1 already up and kicking, as we mentioned. 15 squads for this evening ready to fight off tonight. And of course, we have ourselves Atsi, Apranet Trojans, Alpha Primate Esports, Vagabond Nomads, Norolength, G2, PetX Salty, SR Nakawe, Kaizenrat Esports, Crusader T3, Hosea 2255, Face Grand PH, Norul NCG, Sir Nox Squad, Kenjas, KZI Main, and of course our last squad, we have them as Riot Pinas. Those are the squads battling it up for this evening. Looks like from the how we're set up here, everyone's kind of making sure that all safe and good to go. Medyo split up for some of the squads here, which is rather interesting setup for the others here. This time, of course, we also have our equipment lineup here. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, this game is not just about the weapon systems, but we also have this vehicles. This is right here is a spider bot. Really interesting choice here. So good weaponry system. Each of these vehicles, meron din silang sarili-sariling weapon specialties. Basically, you can use these vehicles not just for transport, but of course to take down your opponents as well. So far, still very quiet for our squads here. But first blood kicking in already here tonight. But again, one thing that's also you need to know, no, even though these squads go down on the first few minutes of the match, they have the opportunity to respawn and get back into the action. TFK showing off their selves already here for this evening. Probably we can peek in with the action with these guys maya lamang. Alright, of course, if you're hoping to see out your squads, we try our best to check out these squads here tonight. And here we go. I believe this is 099 and the rest of the crew here. Well, let's check out the other squads here as we see who is getting on with the action here tonight. Really interesting setup here for these squads. No? As normally with the first few minutes, they try their best to just hold on to their life, but this time everyone's just blasting away already. And of course the safe zone kicking in already, favoring the northwest part of our map. So for the rest of the squads, medyo challenging ng konti as they have to push forward here and of course head north already. And here we go, 2v1 situation here. Looks like gonna be a shoot down here, but of course, you also have your jetpacks. That's something really interesting here with this game. You could also use your jetpacks to move forward or backward, just to make sure to save, put yourselves in a better position here. And then, unfortunately, goes down in the hands of Brock here. And here we go. 3v1 situation, and probably the finish for Sub, as of course the rest of their team try to heal up and check with their teammates, trying to make sure syempre that everyone's still good and ready to go. Checking in with another squad here tonight. Looks like this is gonna be a big jump for Aaron here. So medyo mukhang kababalik lang from the respawn, and hopefully this time it becomes a little bit safer for this guy right here. And we try to check the other squads here for this evening to see where the action is. Checking it this time from Kaitro. Not so much action from her end, but definitely feeling a bit safe here, as of course the rest of the crew trying to spot the area already. Now each of these survivors or capsulers basically have their own skill set that they can use, whether to go a scout for defense or full offense. That is something that they would definitely utilize here. We're actually checking out TFK here for this round this time. Checking it with another squad. Still very quiet from that end. No. So medyo now here we go. More vehicles set up here for these guys. This is if I am not mistaken, I have to check my cheat sheets for their names, but I'm gonna give you the full lowdown of these respective games vehicles in just a bit. Don't worry about that. Of course, these vehicles will always be used whether as weapon systems or for just movement. Siyempre sabi ko nga medyo malayo setup ng ating map for this round, you know? And see here, looks like a bit of a spot here, trying to just go for a snipe kill, but will not push through yet. Probably go for the jump. Still could not finish. Perhaps on the backside. Spring trying to go for the backstab, even down and out. Wants to finish that one already. Here we go. Squad number 9 here. That is, of course, H25 Hosea 22 verse 51. That's what we're checking in for this time. sila kasama natin. But of course, the zone already getting hitting them with unnecessary damage. This is something that they have to be conscious about, getting themselves into the safe zone, of course, to avoid those moments, because this thing will hurt you real bad. And this time, this is the Crusaders, I believe, hitting it out with other squads here at the back. Zero trying to push this one, trying to go for this scope here and to break some plates, but still could not handle it. Medyo challenge ng konti. Tries to go for the push here and probably pop it up. Unfortunately, the zone does the job already for him with an extra assist, of course, from those players. Yan ang sitwasyon natin for round number 1. So far for some of the squads, a little bit of a mix up here for Kinji, I believe. 4 frags already for his end, but definitely getting that hit is the goal here. Slides to the side, tries to spot another player here, and pops in the smoke, of course. Fed here, spotting with the Moy Moy, and then for the finish, but nope! The backstab really connect right there. Medyo too focused on taking one out. He got taken out on his own. Again, with the zone kicking in already, medyo nagbabawas sila ng konti-konti dito with the plates here, trying to just get those opponents out. You can't really get out of the zone if you don't really clean out these opponents immediately. So medyo mahihirapan lang sila as they push through with some of these squads closing in to the northwest side of our map. Here we go, checking in this time with another group here. This time, this is squad number 3, and that is, of course, Vagabond Nomads here for tonight. Let's see their situation. Perhaps a little bit better than the rest of these guys here, but we're gonna switch out quickly here, as of course that or Spider again utilize for transport to get into that safe zone as fast as possible. Definitely a better option for any of these squads here. 33 players remaining, 11 squads. That's what we still have for round number 1. That means already 3 squads have bowed down already. And of course, for squad number 7, that is Kaizen, that esports. Here you go. Naxhort and GN2, I believe. A little bit of a challenge there with our visuals, but all good. Spots 1, trying to blast through with an extra assist with the zone. They don't really need to push this one, they just need to get them out of there. But medyo lipat tayo ng konti as we check out squad number 7 here. Kaizen Rat still looks like they already spot that opponent, trying to just play it up quickly here. Kaizen medyo trying to see if that opponent is still good, and of course try to get those extra equipment for your team as we head out to a smaller and smaller zone here for round number 1. Really interesting choices here for these squads, and I'm sure medyo napapansin nyo rin that they definitely have a preference for the Juniper, one of the most favorite weapons here for Farlight84. Alrighty then, we still have about 11 squads in depth. Now the chase is on for these individuals again with that hovercraft blasting away with that or spider. Medyo bad situation for any of the squads in that spot. Looks like they have to bail out already. And from the other side of that island, here you go. Then blasting away as well. Hovercraft going through land and air, pero medyo mukhang hindi na masisilip. Long distance range definitely is a good advantage for any of the squads as they push through, no? Still 11 squads for this evening. Still very good for these remaining players. Ano? Wala pong nababawas ulit as we are nearing a smaller and tighter circle here for this evening. This time, checking in squad number 14, KZI main here. Pops in the Shroud for extra defense. to make sure that they don't really get seen that easily. Eto na, Zyke trying to blast away from the side. The finish, but unfortunately did not see this 3 o'clock and got hit right there. But the squad is still alive somehow with the Ember here. Unfortunately, bagsak na naman ang isa din. Squad number 6 here, not really a good situation for NCG as they're almost down to a few final players. Meanwhile, Alpha Primate here pushing through the side and trying to make sure that they have the a good vantage point for their team. Although they already one player short, they only have 3 members for this one. Hopefully that will be enough for them. Lipat naman tayo ulit, balik tayo squad number 14. This is KZI main, while we have here Kurumi, medyo tamang-tambay lang sa taas. Good high advantage here for anyone coming in from the zone. Perhaps spot them out already and take them out. But the rest of the crew, medyo active engagement, I guess, for the rest of their team here. And of course, medyo nag-get spotted already here by KZI main. Lipat ng konti. Meanwhile, 7 squads. That is our count for now. 7 na lang po ang teams na natitira for round number 1 here. Really fast-paced setup, no? Interesting seeing here. But of course, for squad number 12, this is NOK. Medyo they're still not on the leaderboards. That's gonna be a big problem for them because, as we've mentioned, this is a kill system. Although they might place a little higher, of course, the absence of those kills, we're gonna put them in a little lower on our scoreboard. Meanwhile, squad number 15, RPLU Riot Pinas here, all good with their 4 frags already for their team. Meanwhile, Alpha Primate already has 3, but hopefully those placement points really put them in a good advantage here as that zone closes in a little bit further, as we have about 2-3 squads outside that zone, and that's not gonna be a good situation for them while the rest are still trying to push through inside. And we are down to our final 6 squads here. 19 players remaining for round number 1. And checking this time another squad, of course, squad number 7. This is Kaizen Wrath here. Medyo trying to go for the long range here, but could not really connect perfectly yet. Perhaps needs to move a little closer, but spotting on the other side. No opponents there. This will be the best time to at least utilize your scouts and of course see where your opponent's position is, and of course take them out perhaps using those shrouds and of course other techniques of their respective capsulers or survivors. Meanwhile, medyo sagasahang konti here with squad number 11. That's NRGI, nor less NGC here. Medyo not a good spot in that vehicle. Anyone could just blast that one away or blow themselves up if they're not going to be driving this one correctly. Interesting setup here. Meanwhile, setup here for RPLU Riot Pinas again. Looks like we have here Karen medyo malayo sa ibang squads. Meanwhile, on member spots here already. Ember utilizes here for the backup, trying to make sure to use that shroud and of course hopefully gain a bit of advantage here, recuperate and put those shields on if they could. And let's see the situation here for Apem, trying to blast away, but unfortunately goes down as well. 6 squads still to go. APM still has opportunity to get the rest of the crew back up and running. Hopefully they have opportunities there, but this time again Riot Pinas fighting away, but not ending well there for some of their squads. Here we go, and okay, medyo long range even with the iron sight lang, medyo kumokonek na konti, but still not enough, as of course those 2 squads in front trying to blast away each other. Meanwhile, NRGI here medyo quiet. Squad number 3, Vagabond Nomads. Good vantage point from their end for Bula here. But This might not end well for them if the zone favors those on the other side. But if they're going to be pushing out for placement points, this is a good strategy from there. And although they already have 4 points, they would still benefit if they can flush those squads out. Perhaps go for those trade kills and scrap points as these other squads beat each other up dito sa loob ng bahay nito. This barnyard is really where the action is so far. Squad number 7, as we've seen, Kai's and Rat really raking up the points here for tonight so far, as we're down to our final 5 squads for this evening. I hope you're enjoying it. And of course, braving the odds, someone right there, pero medyo matras ng konti. Na-realize niya, dalawa yung kalaban niya doon. They're definitely pulling that jetpack away from their opponents as fast as they can. Meanwhile, Bula here pops in those frags. Moy try to go for the finish, perhaps get some damage from their end, pero still saving it for the last kiss. And now we are down to our final 5 pa rin. Of course, good setup here. I'm not sure if anyone has access to that drop there. Medyo alanganin yung situation for probably anyone at the situation, as we are now, of course, to our last few players here for this evening. Here we go. And 5 squads pa rin. Medyo tumatahimik na konti, but the damage for all the sides here, hoping that these squads medyo they have their level 3 armors for this evening, as of course medyo mas lumiliit ang sitwasyon here. Front here, trying to play it up, gets the backup here from the side. And now Vagabond probably got spotted right there, but they will not completely engage just yet. This area is probably gonna be a crazy zone as anyone decides to get out and step out of the respective hiding spots here. Tabi, medyo bumabato ng konti, but will not push through. Again, of course, with a phantom mode right there, but I think that was triggered too early, as they don't really have their solid opponents there. For number 7, Untar. Here we go, Kaiser Rat here still. Medyo trying to go for a backstab perhaps, but no one really there to take out. Meanwhile, squad number 11 NRGI is trying to spot here kung sinong pwede, pero medyo tahimik lang. 6 frags for this squad. This is still gonna be a long way to go, as we have plenty of opponents still waiting for their victory. Maggie there kanina with some top frags, pero perhaps not really connecting with anyone just yet. And there you go, the zone takes out another on way here from Vagabonds, and to utilize that cover for protection. Again, the shroud techniques here and the phantom modes for Kais and Rat here really working well. Medyo umiiwas sa gulo. I think that's the goal here for these squads. Sabi, trying to go in, trying to break a few plates. One member down already. The surprise from the side, but no, could not handle it. And now harapan na po ang bakbakan dito. Everyone just fighting. Whoever they see, break anybody up, tear them out if they could. This is just straight out. Nobody needs to ADS here. Just hip fire all the way here. Squad number 7, of course, Aizen with 17 frags, and looks like that's gonna be it. Oh, what a round number 1. Sobrang bilis ang action natin for this evening. Of course, we're gonna be checking out the scores for the respective squads maya-maya lamang. But so far, I hope you got a good taste of what this game can deliver. What a game for round number 1. Pero meron pa tayong dalawang rounds for this evening. We're gonna be checking the scores in just a bit. Here we go. Of course, our first place. All right. Third place is definitely NRGI here. First and second place. We're gonna be checking the replays in just a bit. But of course, so far real good lineup here. Some of the squads I think definitely for Kaizen medyo sila yung umangat ng konti with regards to the kill points. Although they ended up a little bit under the top 3, no. So far, we're going to be tallying at the scores through our admins here to see which of these squads really stood out for round number 1. But of course, kung medyo sa placements lang sila bumanat for this round, meron pa namang chance pumawi for round number 2 and 3. But before we head out to those 2 rounds, of course, we're going to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to get those nice diamonds for this game. So we're going to flash our code right about now. Copy that one in, type it on the store, of course, and redeem yourselves those wonderful diamonds. This is only good for the first 200 players. All right, so we're just gonna be taking a quick break. Magbabalik po kami as we have, of course, continue the Independence Day mini tournament celebration here at Farlight84.
Terrifying power awakens in the dark. Machines driven by curiosity, becoming cold-blooded killers. Everything must end. Even with new technology upgrades making us faster, stronger, we're still no match for the bloodthirsty machines. But the story isn't over yet. A genius engineer just came onto the scene.
I feel the power, I'm just counting the hours. My inner beast is ready to feast. Competition devoured. You ready? This is the moment. How bad do you want me? Put your arm, you'll never fall against any opponent. This is my life. Hit him down for the fight. Hit him left and right. He's on my light. His mind in the great. His time to fight. Watch your earn. It's ready right now. I'm the legend. I'm ready right now. Once I get it lit, one break. I was made for this. They say
Rescue en route. No turning back now.
Kill directive initiated. Eliminated.
One's enough.
The truth always comes out.
Play a game or mash.
Out of the way!
great. I was made for this. Legendary.
Thanks for stopping by. Mission complete.
They all telling me I'm dope now. I'll teach you a thing or two. Gotta take over the world. What is greatness mean to you? Great, I was made for this. It's time to make 'em pay for this. You don't have to wait. For a fade. Great, I was made
desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly! I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Terrifying power awakens in the dark. Machines driven by curiosity, becoming cold-blooded killers. Everything must end. Even with new technology upgrades making us faster, stronger, we're still no match for the bloodthirsty machines. But the story isn't over yet. A genius engineer just came onto the scene.
I feel the power, I'm just counting the hours. My inner beast is ready to feast. Competition devoured. You ready? This is the moment. How bad do you want me? Put your arm, you'll never fall against any opponent. This is my life. Hit 'em down for the fight. Hit 'em left and then right. He's on the light. It's blinding and bright. It's on to fight. Watch your learn. Just steady right now. I'm the legend. I'm ready right now. Once I get it lit, going great. I was made for this. They say.
Rescue en route. No turning back now.
Kill directive initiated. Eliminated.
One's enough.
The truth always comes out.
Play a game or mash.
Out of the way!
Great, I was made for this. Legendary.
Thanks for stopping by. Mission complete.
They all telling me I'm dope now. I'll teach you a thing or two. Gotta take over the world. What is greatness mean to you? Great, I was made for this. It's time to make 'em pay for this. You don't have to wait. For a fate. Great, I was made for this. I was made for this.
Hustlers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better.
And we're back. You are still watching the Independence Day celebration mini tournament here at Farlight84 with me, JD the Caster Dad. Of course, round number 1 is in the books. We still have 2 more to go. For those who are wondering, yes, this game is crossplay, pero for this evening's tournament, this is only exclusive for mobile players. So that means your Android or iOS players only. Hopefully in the future, we'll have a tournament for PC players as well. So of course, round 1 is done. Pero meron pa tayong dalawang rounds to go for this evening. Hopefully, your squads will have the opportunity to jump back in and of course, claim those kills and that victory for this evening. Hopefully, that ace and perhaps become the Reaper for tonight. That's gonna be the big question for these players, and hopefully medyo nag-init na ng konti for some of these squads. Perhaps round number 2 will be even better and even more exciting for you guys. And speaking of exciting, we have of course our special code for this evening. I know the guys already posted it on the comment section, but here's it one more time on the stream. Type that in, save it already. Of course, head out to Farlight84, download the game, create your account, and of course, use that code to score yourselves some goodies from us. And speaking of good things coming the way of our winners for this match, as of course, the top squad with the highest number of kill points and rank points will receive 250 diamonds. Second place is 150 and third 100. All right, of course, that is part of our 2,000 diamond prize pool for the Independence Day celebration natin ngayong gabi. And round number 2 is on its way. This time, jumping in from the south side of the map all the way up north. Everyone favoring both east and west side. This time, we're actually gonna start off with only 13 squads ngayong gabi for round number 2. And hopefully this time we get to see a little bit more action as we have our eye set immediately here from ARPANET Trojans. Squad number 1 here, but ARPANET really blasting away for each other. Vagabonds making their presence felt already. And Faiza as well, medyo nagpaparamdam na agad-agad for round number 1. We're just gonna try to check where these squads are and hopefully get to see that action already as we have eye set, of course, from FZ69 FaZe Clan PH here. With Boknat trying to fire away from the distance, pero too far already. Jin here, medyo unang laglag. Pagsak agad. Unfortunately, Root gets taken out right there by Enwa. And now they have to hopefully for these squads. Medyo makakabalik pa naman as they head out back for the respawn. But that's not really a good way to start off round number 2. But hopefully they get to regain their composure and get back into the action. As we have here FaZe Clan, Jinwa. No weapon but one gun at hand. Medyo challenging, but perhaps they have the opportunity to claim those loots in just a pit. Meanwhile, squad number 3 here, Vagabond Nomads. Center up and running, trying to get ahead of the competition, riding, I believe, that war crab. Medyo okay pa naman yung sitwasyon nila. Still very quiet. For squad number 3, Vagabond, Nomads, 1 frag already, but they surely want to have some more in just a bit. And for the rest, medyo pushing forward. Looks like nobody's gonna be there. But our kill feed raking in the numbers already for the night. Dashi taking out one after the other. Talo lang tayong mabilis. Let's see where that moment is. Here we go. On number 13, Kinjas. As I set on the squad here, squad number 9, that is of course Jose 2251. Can they finish these guys off? One member is already down. And here, medyo diretsong tulak agad from Deans here. No qualms whatsoever, just pushing through the action here. But still could not connect completely. 2v1 situation. Unfortunately, the trade kill kicks in for the side of Kinjas. There you go. Aaron trying to go for the finish, but somehow one member still alive. And they're trying to squad wipe this one completely. And looks like that's gonna be it. Aaron, Reaper with 4 frags already to his name. 6 points already straight up for the Kinjas. Good move right there. Really aggressive playstyle, but it paid off quite well. Although they had to go for a trade kill, but fortunately, they managed to heal their teammates agad-agad as they take out one squad already. 13 squads still alive here, so there's opportunity for that early squad na makabalik as they head back to the capsule and jump back in. Meanwhile, Alpha Primate here, seeing the situation going in, medyo not much of an opponent from their end. Everyone is far off basically. Let's see here. And again here with the War Spider, medyo chill lang. Really interesting setup there. Really interesting vehicle, no? Hopefully, if you know how to drive that well, it's gonna be a fun ride for you. All right, we have of course ARPANET Trojans earlier, and now back to the Kinjas, who's really dominating the situation here. But they want to have an eye set on another squad. But medyo they're trying their best to perhaps size up their opponents. And meanwhile, ARPANET medyo lakad-lakad lang, travel lang. Medyo magkakalayo sila dito I'm not really sure what the goal here was. Just trying to push through inside the safe zone. Perhaps meanwhile, Pets X Salty here. We have Girap San King and the rest of their team here. Medyo someone at the far end of that mountain, but I'm not really sure if they're gonna push it. But King, perhaps going all in, pero mukhang hindi na. Sakay-sakay na lang muna tayo sa ating mobile turret. That's gonna be their game plan for now. Meanwhile, vehicles getting a hit right now for KZ1 here. KZ1 main, medyo they try to stay away from whoever is fighting away. Unfortunately, we're not really sure who's taking a hit on them. From the distance, we can see another squad, pero hindi tayo sigurado if that's gonna be the case. And now the push coming in. Looks like it's Kinjas versus KZ1 main. Unfortunately, Fi goes down. And another member goes down as well. Medyo hirap ang sitwasyon for KZ1 here. Ninja. Looks like he's gonna be all alone. Hopefully, trying to get the rest of the crew back up and running. Blows up that kill right there. Takes one for the team. And of course, KZ1 main still in the game against Kinjas. Medyo 1v... Well, basically a 3v4 situation for them. Aaron, fortunately that Reaper is down, and now Angelo goes down as well. Kinjas dropping off unfortunately right now, as of course we jump in this time to NRGI Noriles NCG. Medyo Got a bit of an action there with already 2 frags from their end. Spots one member from the Kinjas trying to go for the finish and manages to do so. Now that's extra stuff right there for this squad for NRGI here. As of course the zone closing in once again, jumping right back at that hover car. So talon agad para medyo makalayo-layo ng konti. Meanwhile, let's see the situation here. Again, so back with NRGCI probably is here. KZ1 main again on the screen with Ninja. Medyo alanganin na sitwasyon as basically into the zone. Although with that level 3 armor, he will get damage slowly. And medyo kailangan niya na makapasok ulit dito sa loob, no? If they want to stay alive for the rest of the match. 10 squads remaining for round number 2 here. So you can see here in the maps on the side, medyo everyone's still staying outside of the safe zone. Medyo gearing towards trying to get their opponents, whoever they may be, no? Kung sino medyo naglalakad papasok na safe zone, and perhaps utilize that extra damage from the zone and shoot up those opponents and take them out completely from the game. Meanwhile, some of the rest of the squads pushing through already, pushing in, and this time we got ourselves running around here. And of course, that is none other than our friends from NRGI. Medyo 3 frags pa rin from their end. Still very quiet, I guess. Still trying to find where those opponents are. Speaking of opponents, Ninja back up and running and hopefully get into the zone as much as possible. KZ1 is also trying to push through. Our Trojans doing that as well, pero medyo mas okay yung positioning nila ngayon. But looks like Ares spots one from the distance, and that is of course NRGI trying to blast away that War Spider, pero not connecting completely with Ares here with a long range weapon. See here, they will definitely some 3 or 4x setup right now. Hopefully that's really a good vantage point for this squad, you know. And of course, perhaps if they can utilize their position and take out his opponents, they might win this one. Pero there's another squad right now. That is of course squad number 4, NRGB, pushing through and wants a piece of an action here. They want their first frag off the night for round number 2. Still not completing that kill. Medyo hinahanap pa si Ares. Down already. And now NRGB, 3 frags from their team, 2 players down, trying to fight away, hoping, getting out of there. The War Spider using that to his advantage, but unfortunately goes down already. Hindi pa rin natuloy kahit anong talon. And now back here with Alpha Primate, squad number 2 here. Definitely a good start for these squads as they already have 7 points already for this evening. They just need the rest of the team in one vehicle perhaps, but medyo may bumaba rin from the side. Don't know where that's coming from. Unfortunately, Enyao goes down, and that is, who could that be? Squad number 2 dropping out like flies right now. And I believe the one taking out squad number 2 is Vagabond Esports, and this time Vagabond's fighting away with utilizing those vehicles perfectly. Looks like they really want to raid some action here for these guys. Vagabond so far with 4 frags. Not the stellar performance as they had a little bit earlier from down number 1, but of course this is still going to be good for them if they can place to the very top. Ska here, I believe, and Mango trying to spot their opponents from the distance. Nobody there. Medyo good thinking of watching the 6 here. But from how we see the map here, medyo this is a little bit quiet from that side. Everyone's a little bit at the back, pero medyo the zone is doing the job for them instead. At the horizon, squad number 14, KZI right there. Pero for the rest of these squads, medyo Vagabond still has opportunity to find perhaps a new group here and take them out. And again, the rockets flying away. Hopefully that sticks, but not really landing perfectly for Shabula. On the other side of the coin, that was actually NCG SR Nakawe getting hit right there, pero medyo buhay pa naman ng squad. This is rather, yep, I believe this is Salty's team. My apologies. This is Pizza X Pets X Salty. There you go, facing against Vagabond Esports, Vagabond Nomads rather. And now Chris trying to utilize the bridge for cover and advantage. The jump, the kill, the hit, but could not deliver. Again, Vagabond Nomads coming out of this situation better, but King here cannot handle, needs to handle first the opponents rather than go for heals sa kanyang teammates. Medyo they need the 2v1 situation. Push, the down, the drop. I think that's kind of helped him a bit. Try to slide away Ska here. Try to go for the finish, and I believe connects there. And now they still have a few squads here. Ska here. Try to fire away, and the drop is good. The knockdown is good right there. Try to play it up quickly. Kahit medyo mahina ang health. Ska trying to fire one more time. Trying to see who's next on the list. 13 frags already for Vagabond Nomads. Now this is becoming a stellar performance for this group. And here we go. Sky medyo kalma ng konti with Mango. 2 frags already for this kid right here as we approach nearing the final 5. We have officially down out to the final 5 squads for round number 2. As you can see, NCG coming in already, and of course NRGI medyo malapit na rin, and of course KZI still in the game here, as well as Vagabond Nomads, and of course Kaizen Rat Esports. Speaking of which, NRGI against, I believe this is Zolty here. Medyo we're not really sure who they're dealing with now. Definitely medyo for NRGI, medyo I don't know what's the plan here for their end, but looks like the long range kill is gonna be good, but nope, it's just too far already for that range of that weapon. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew medyo again with the War Spider, they just really need to utilize this weaponry well. Perhaps that's gonna put them in a significant advantage. Medyo tago-tago lang ang Kaizen Rat here, as they are trying to stay safe here. Basically, I think from this end, isa na lang ang player nila for Kaizen. And meanwhile, Pabi and the rest of the crew here for NCG trying to get a better position, but this is just open grounds for this squad, no? Medyo no room to hide, no room to stay safe, so definitely whatever they can use, especially those vehicles, will mean a lot to them, as they already have eyes set this time on NRGI. Looks like that's gonna be the plan here. Pops in Maggie with those launchers. Here you go, 1v1 situation. The slide, the kick, medyo ayaw pa rin kumonek. Talo ng konti. This is just really a test of how well your aim is for Cisco. And Pabi here going for the rescue, trying to make sure the rest of the team is alive and running. Meanwhile, Vagabond Mango trying to utilize the situation as well, perhaps. Ooh, fighting it from behind. Not sure where that is coming from, but definitely needs to find a way to hide. I believe that is squad number 14 there. And of course, KZ1 main wants to take a piece from Vagabond Nomads right now. Medyo top 4 for this afternoon. KZ1, Kurumi down already. Might not have an opportunity to come back strong here. So he's gonna be down to Ninja here for tonight. Meanwhile, Vagabond again has an opportunity to put their squad in a better position for round number 2 here. Ska flying away with that jetpack. Really beautiful setup there for sure. At ang hinahanap na lang nila basically at this point is the other squads that are still alive and kicking. Speaking of alive and kicking, NCG here, Pabi driving away with the hover, trying to get those advantage and blasting away at the face of Vagabond Nomads, connecting right there but still not enough to finish. Buhay pa rin sila. NCG here. Cisco trying to take out Heartman, and I believe takes a bit of a hit right there. Medyo kaya pa. Iwas konti. Here you go. The action is sticking in even harder now. Vagabond Nomads taking the fight to NCG here as much as they can, but of course NCG medyo nababawasan na ng konti, but another squad wants to play with them as well. Final 3 here, Vagabond and of course NCG, and it's down to our final 2 here. It's just 1v2 situation if I'm not mistaken. Here you go, Abby trying to fight away an entire squad here, hoping for dear life. Medj is still here for NCG, and now the situation draws near. One final squad, and that is it. What a match right there. NCG taking the W for round number 2. That was absolutely intense. Congratulations to Cisco, Pabi, MJ, and Seth right there. That is one for the books. For round number 2, ang tindi nun. Ang tindi nung last few minutes as we approach the final 5 for round number 2. We have one more match to go. This time, checking in with the results. Here you go, and of course, Pabi leading the charge with 7. Seth also has with 7. 5 for Cisco, and Majo with 4. That is our winning squad for round number 2. And of course, second place is we have Kaizen Rat Esports, and third basically in that spot was Vagabond Nomads. But of course, for the kill counts, medyo Vagabond really put up a show here for round number 2. But no love lost for NCG and Kaizen Rat Esports here for tonight. One more match to go as we check out the rest of the scores for the other squads. Hopefully, we get to see them shine for round number 3, our final round for the Independence Day mini tournament broadcast for tonight. And of course, before we take one final break for this evening, we're going to make sure to give you the opportunity to score those beautiful and wonderful diamonds that we're going to give away for this broadcast. And we're going to show the code one more time again. Type that in. Get your accounts ready. Of course, claim that only available for the first 200. So if you already had claimed that redemption code and nakuha niyo siya, please let us know at the comment section below. So, konting thank you Farlight84 lang at the comment section. We really appreciate it. Alright, round 2 is in the books. We have one more to go at maya-maya na po yan. So, of course, the Independent Day mini tournament broadcast will be back in just a bit.
terrifying power awakens in the dark. Machines driven by curiosity, becoming cold-blooded killers. Everything must end. Even with new technology upgrades making us faster, stronger, we're still no match for the bloodthirsty machines. But the story isn't over yet. A genius engineer just came onto the scene.
Out for the power, I'm just counting the hours. My inner beast is ready to feast. Competition devoured. You ready? This is the moment. How bad do you want it? Put your arm, will never fall against any opponent. This is my life. Hit 'em down for the fight. Hit 'em left and then right. Here's on my light. It's blinding and bright. It's time to fight. Watch your learn. It's steady right now. I'm a legend. I'm ready right now. Once I get it lit, I'm great. I was made for this. They say
Rescue en route. No turning back now.
Kill directive initiated. Eliminated.
One's enough.
The truth always comes out.
Play a game or mash.
Out of the way!
great. I was made for this. Legendary.
Thanks for stopping by. Mission complete.
Thing. And my best is the ropes now. They all telling me I'm dope now. I'ma teach you a thing or two. What is greatness mean to you? Great, I was made for this. It's time to make 'em pay for this. You don't have to wait for a fate. Great, I was made for this. I was made for this.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsulers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
terrifying power awakens in the dark. Machines driven by curiosity, becoming cold-blooded killers. Everything must end. Even with new technology upgrades making us faster, stronger, we're still no match for the bloodthirsty machines. But the story isn't over yet. A genius engineer just came onto the scene.
Out for the power, I'm just counting the hours. My inner beast is ready to feast. Competition devoured. You ready? This is the moment. How bad do you want me? Put your arm, you'll never fall against any opponent. This is my life. Hit him down for the fight. Hit him left and then right. He's on my light. His mind in the bright. It's time to fight. Watch your learn. It's ready right now. I'm the legend. I'm ready right now. Once I get in it, I'm great. I was made for this. They say
Rescue en route. No turning back now.
Kill directive initiated. Eliminated.
One's enough.
The truth always comes out.
Play a game or mash.
Out of the way!
great. I was made for this. Legendary.
Thanks for stopping by. Mission complete.
They all telling me I'm dope now. I'll teach you a thing or two. Take over the world. What does greatness mean to you? Great, I was made for this. It's time to make 'em pay for this. You don't have to wait. For the fame. Great, I was made for this. I was made for this.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsules, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Magandang gabi, Pilipinas, and welcome to the final round of the Independence Day mini tournament here at Farlight84. You still have me, JT Tecaster Dad, and of course, we are down to our last match for this evening. Of course, Vagabond Nomads, AZI, and NCG dominating the situation for round number 2 here. And this time, will that be the same thing for round number 3 here? And of course, for all the squads, actually, we are very thankful for each one of them as they adhere to our rules for this matchup. One of the things that we actually requested from all of them is that they have their own hand cams. So actually po, lahat ng squads na naglalaro ngayon, to make sure that they are all playing on mobile, is they were all asked to use hand cams. So they actually have a team of marshals checking their hand cams throughout the broadcast, and of course they're all logged in on our Discord server. Kaya nalalaman namin that every one of these players are definitely playing their utmost best, and they're very honest with their play style. Alrighty then. So that means we're only down to our final match ngayong gabi, and we're gonna jump right in already. This is it for this evening. Sa mga nangingi pa po, of course, we have our first 200 already. I believe ubos na yung ating 200 codes, pero yung mga nagre-request ng paskin kay Ninong Farlight, tignan natin baka meron tayong madampot na paskin kay Ninong Farlight for Independence Day. But in the meantime, we are set and ready to go for the last match of the evening, as we now see, of course, some of the squads already battling already for round number 3. And of course, HS2 medyo nagpaparamdam na right off the bat here. For the rest of the squad, medyo tahimik pang konti as they're still trying to get their bearing for round number 3. Here we go. For number 13, again, KNJC Kinjas here. Trying to see the situation. Already has 3 frags right off the beginning. Ayun agad, squad number 9 ang katapat na Sosea. Spots 1, medyo kalahati na lang ang buhay ng konti, pero atras muna tayo saglit as we try, of course, to make sure that we get that kill perfectly. Pau here trying to blast away from the side, but it's a 2v1 situation. Pulls out the jetpack to get some grounds here, and unfortunately goes down. The hands of Angelo. Ito na po ang sitwasyon with the Kinjas here. Meanwhile here, Aaron spots 1, trying to go for the push here. Again, the jumpiness and the jetpack. Medyo indoor na talon para lang medyo makabawas ng konti. Ang sitwasyon is Angelo is not in a good spot. Aaron still alive. Pau is down, and now Aaron trying to finish one off. Medyo same skin, same character, same survivor here for this evening. But that means that's already 6 points from their end. But that's still not the end all of this matchup. Squad number 13, the Kinjas, still good for this one. Again, meron na namang gumugusto. Hinahabol na talaga ni Aaron. They want to go for the finish here. And looks like that is Kins. Tries to go, and that's the job. Hosea squad already taken out of the competition as early as now. Meanwhile, NRGI again back up and running for the squads. Medyo tahimik pa ng konti. No frags so far from their end. Looks like nobody's in their zone. So medyo kanilang-kanila ang lahat ng utilities and equipment on that spot of the map. Meanwhile, checking in, of course, for FaZe Clan PH from this spot. Still also going to be a quiet one as we don't really see much of the opponents within that area. But for Vagabond and Nomads, there is no rest as actually already has a first kill for their squad. Want to check in with Alpha Primate. Looks like that's the group that they have to deal with. Medyo Alpha Primate trying to make sure that they don't get taken out quickly here, as Vagabond trying to size them up right now. They don't want to fully engage, but the rest of the crew wants this already. Vagabond pushing out the opponents from Alpha Primate here. Siska trying to jump in from behind the backstab. Will it connect? Not yet. Still not complete though. Medyo lilikod. Babalikan. Fortunately, Ska goes down in the hands of Katok. And Shibula is down as well. Not a good situation for Vagabond Nomads right there, as they only have a Mango alive, and somehow Alpha Primate is still alive and managed to survive that onslaught with 5 points to their name. As one member of their squad comes back to the game in just a bit. And that's gonna be a good thing for them, a good ego booster for Alpha Primate there. And of course, the revive can kick in immediately for those fallen comrades of theirs. Meanwhile, Salty and the crew here. Medyo tingnan natin, La Fuego. Will he fire away this time for round number 3? So far for their squad, isa pa lang ang kanilang kill count. Meanwhile, the ever so popular Pabi here for this evening. 5 frags already for NCG. Will this be their night? Hopefully, we get to see more action from these guys in just a bit. And perhaps, if they play this right, might come out on top for the final round for the Independence Day Minute Tournament. But of course, that is still a long way to go. As marami pa tayong squads, isa pa lang ang officially natatanggal sa ating sitwasyon. Meanwhile, of course, CT3, Crusader T3, this is the first time actually we're gonna be seeing these squads alive and well, using that hover. Medyo good chill riding lang ng konti. Trying to stay away from trouble perhaps, or circle away. Use the seas as for their advantage, and of course, travel away perhaps. Medyo ikutan ng kalaban kung kaya nila. I don't know if that's the plan for these squads, but meanwhile, jump back in with Salty's crew here. Alpha Primate just in the horizon, pero medyo malayo. I'm not really sure if they're gonna Salty might want to engage with them, as they just came out strong against Vagabond Nomads earlier. Alpha Primate just there at that area. Medyo not much of a heavy movement. Perhaps they're just trying to get their tempo and of course pick out the weapons that they prefer to get into the mix. Again, NCG roaming and of course making their presence felt right here as the kill feed comes out of all their names. We're just gonna be seeing boxes for these guys dahil tinapos na po nila ang kanilang mga kalaban, but that is all good for us. That means 9 frags already for Pabi's squad here for NCG. And now one squad has again succumbed and we have officially said GG, well played for these guys. Dahil officially wala sila, 12 na lang po ang natitira. Gano'ng kabilis? And Salty, let's see. Mukhang Apex na ba talagang pupunteriyahin o hindi pa? Let's see if they're gonna go for this one. It looks like that's gonna be it. But Apex, already know the situation. Bumabalat agad, but unfortunately, medyo alanganin na sitwasyon. Masyado nasa harap ang isa. Salad, trying to go for a backstab here. Let's see if that connects. One member again of Apex down. And they still have a few more people to go. Salty's crew still alive here and all complete. Unfortunately, Salad takes a backstab and goes down. Trade kill there, connecting well. Chris trying to get the crew back up and running. But they need to recuperate a bit. Medyo langanin sa straight up. Oh! Chris takes a hit right there. It is down and out. Alpha Primate not second guessing their move right now. If they want to be aggressive, they can be absolutely aggressive here. Kung kailangan din na mag-abol, this is the opportune time to do that. Alpha Private, here you go. Blasting away, using the good utilization of the tree here for cover. Try to go for the finish. Meanwhile, Vagabond, Nomads here, falling and moving away. Medyo they don't want to be part of the action here for Alpha Primate. They did not really end well when they faced off kanina with their squad. Perhaps medyo hindi pa sila in their perfect setup. Hopefully this time they can do that. And of course again, over vehicle mukhang push towards the side of Alpha Primate here. NRGB medyo gumugulo. Kaya ba nila? And of course the cluster's raining down already. Those rockets again blasting away on anybody within the blast radius here. But so far, Heart is still good, but that means medyo mag-isa na lang siya dito. The other members of the squad still needs opportunity to recover and get back in the game. And hopefully, if Heart manages to survive this assault from Vagabond, here we go. Unfortunately, that's not gonna be the case as Mango and the crew finishing them off. 8 squads already. Ang bilis ng ating round number 3 here. This is absolutely interesting. Sobrang fast-paced. They are definitely being a little bit more aggressive than the first 2 rounds here tonight. Seth, again, looks like he has spot 1 yet, pero mukhang medyo those are just trails from their team. Zone again closing in and getting a little bit smaller for these squads. 7 teams to go for our final round ngayong gabi. Cisco driving again. That flamethrower medyo try to get a bearing on how to drive that well, perhaps. Same thing with Majo. Definitely in the safe zone already, so that means they don't really need that much. Pabi again, definitely he likes utilizing this vehicle, of course, with those rockets, and basically that attack definitely gets them in a good advantage. At medyo nakakabawas-bawas sa mga kalaban kahit malayo. Again, I absolutely want to test this one out for myself here. Pabi definitely want to make sure that to rain down some action here. And he is doing that, I guess, almost at a squad wipe here for Pabi. Ganun kalupit, ganun kabilis. And unfortunately, that squad could not even fight off. I believe that was a Face Clan, if I'm not mistaken. Medyo pinaulalan lang po ni Pabi. Ganun kalupit. Amazing. And now we're down to our final 6. Hindi sobrang init na ating round number 3 as these squads are becoming even more aggressive as the night progresses. We're down to our final 6 again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all enjoying the matchup here. Zen, basically in the zone there, needs to get in quickly or this is gonna be all for nothing. Kinja, this time, still alive here, already safe and ready to go. Just waiting for looks like gonna be a 2-man team na lang, as the other 2 members might not have an opportunity to be revived here. Perhaps that's gonna be the challenge for Kinjas, as of course utilizing the Phantom technique right there. And again, this time for NCG, of course, when you have Lian, medyo maganda dahil you always have a medic with your team. Meanwhile, KZ1 main here, firing away at Kinjas. Comes up on top, goes push, dire-diretso lang. No hesitation for this squad right now. Ninja trying to fire away. 2v1 situation, takes 1 out, takes 2 out, but unfortunately goes down as well. The trade kill connecting. And can KZ1 finish this one off? Marks bumagsak din unfortunately, pero they still have one more. Karumi, can they finish the team here? Situation, and that one is good, but they still have one more. The Tracer trying to fire away. Karumi trying to connect, and Hartman still alive from that onslaught. For some reason, Siska is down. One member is down, unfortunately. Ninja with the backstab. And Cisco here, this time from NCG, getting that War Spider. Running again. Looks like this clip is gonna be where everyone wants to have some trouble. Final 3 squads already for this evening. We have Riot Pinas. And of course, NCG here. That is our last 2 squads remaining, and we have one more. We already have a proper visual for squad number 3 here so far, but that is the situation we have for tonight. NCG has a bit of an advantage here with 17 frags already. That's gonna put them in a high and good spot for this round, and hopefully let's see the situation for this squad. Looks like for Riot Pinas, medyo lumalayo ng content. They wanna deal with the Face Clan instead. Looks like that's gonna be the gameplay here. Ina with the Spider creeping in beside Face Clan, closing in a little bit further. Not sure if Face has any weaponry that they can use. Of course, getting those drops. Yes, those equipments right and extra things from the end. Pero yun na, binabanata na po ng Face Clan. But unfortunately, no, it's Pabi's team who's taking them out here. And now for the final two, NCG here. Fabi and the rest of the crew with all the spiders at hand. And it's just from FaZe Clan, Fish and Zed here. It's basically a 2v3 situation. And Fabi and the crew is on the hunt right now. Hanap kalaban na to. But can they spot them on that area? Medyo ikot-ikot muna. Unfortunately, they don't really know where their final opponent is. But if FaZe plays this right, they might win placement points pero medyo mahirap habulin ang 18 points ni Fabi ngayong gabi. Alright. 2 squads remaining. It's just basically FaZe Clan and of course NCG here. Medyo hindi pa nila nakikita. Looks like they might have already spotted the situation. Zed, just try to stay out of trouble here. Same thing with Poknat. Just stay out of trouble and survive. You might not have a chance with those spiders creeping in. And now, they want to push this one off Fabi. That's one already. Goes back to the spider. Trying to take out from behind Bull here. The smokes is still gonna work here. Trying to go for the backstab. Can it connect? Everyone just fighting at the same person right now. It looks like one member is down already. It's just one more to go to the finish. Can they deliver? Majo, and that is it. That is it. NCG delivering the W for round number 3 here. What a victory. 20 kills for NCG here for round number 3. That was absolutely intense and even a faster matchup than we've had in the first 2 rounds. There you go. And of course, as we mentioned, NCG basically leading the onslaught there with kills and placement points as they lead first place. Second place, of course, we have Riot Pinas leading in third rather. And for second is, of course, FaZe Clan PH. But we will still tally the kill count for round number 3 and find out who among these 15 squads will take home our prize pool for this evening. Again, it's gonna be 250 diamonds per player for the first place. Second place will have 150 diamonds for each player, and third place, each player will receive 100 diamonds for our 2,000 diamond prize pool for this evening. Well, I believe that is it for tonight's broadcast. Again, maraming salamat for joining us for the Independence Day mini tournament. If you still have an opportunity, use the redemption code and claim those prizes that we have been giving away throughout the night. Pero kung nakuha nyo na, enjoy. I hope you use them well, and of course, enjoy playing Farlight84. And of course, before anything else, would like to thank Miss G and Sky, and of course our friends here from Farlight, and most especially our broadcast team for this evening, CLX Production. Thank you very much, Boss Colleagues. CLX Production giving you creative live stream experience. Ayan, maraming salamat, of course, to everyone who joined us in tonight's broadcast. Happy Independence Day po sa inyo lahat. Maligayang araw ng kalayaan sa ating mga Pilipino. And we hope to see you on the battlefield on the next tournament for Farlight84. Again, my name is JD. Reminding you kids, whatever you do, be good and play nice. This has been the Independence Day Mini Tournament for Farlight84. Good night.